have accomplished, because now you told these people and they racism. And first of all, race is a French term. So when we any discussion about race is a discussion about France. You understand that? Do we want to talk about France in the United States of America? No. The French don't even like us like that. All right. So I know it's not a world divided, it's a world unified, but we're talking about the right unification. We're not talking about, you know, bald people in the shadows, with their hands stretched out, trying to take over the world. We're not talking about that kind of unification. We're talking about coming together the right way, because we all know the truth. We were black. We migrated, became all these different kinds of people with different cultural differences. Now, what unifies us all so we can come together? And it's love. Everybody needs love. Everybody has different flavor of the same ingredient, love. But we don't want to start hunting down people that we deem are racially insensitive, or start splicing comments, because on the TV screen, splicing comments is cool. It gives you 30 minutes to sit there and talk. You have five people what they thought about the comment, and it's good for the ratings. You can sell some commercials. But in real life reality, splicing up comments from somebody is not the way to demonstrate progress. You can't say we have really progressed if we, instead of one person pointing fingers, you are pointing fingers back at them and saying, well, now, haha, the tables have turned and we're going to get all of you. And, I heard a dude, Napier, resign. What are you resigning for? You know what I'm saying? Drew Brees apologizing the second time. What are you apologizing twice for? Drew Brees, I mean, you're a football player, man. We don't expect you to have the foresight into what you're saying about this matter. It's affecting you like it's affecting anybody else. So you don't have to be the face of white people in this moment, and you don't have to splice it white and black no more. We're all black. We all came from the same continent and migrated, and white people ended up going to the mountains and going to those cold climates, and there you see the results centuries later. So we're not talking about a divided world and how you got to be a spokesperson for other people that may not share the black sentiment, quote unquote, because there's no such a thing. It's the human sentiment, and it's certain humans, the original source, that have been mistreated and dogged out because of their lack of knowledge. It's not so much because of the world was bad and oppressed them. The world did oppress them and did bad things based on the lack of knowledge these people had. These people were, if they had the knowledge, then they wouldn't have gone through that. You see, if you have the knowledge, if you know 1 + 1 is 2, and somebody asks you to write that equation, you can write that equation and solve it because you have the knowledge. But if you don't know that, then when you write the equation, they say, well, what's the solution? You don't have the solution. And that is what has happened. We just didn't have the solution to our own problems because we didn't have the knowledge. But the solution and the knowledge was always inside. But what were we promoted? We were promoted that everything you need is outside of you. All the resources you need, all the things you need, all the delights of life, everything, the happiness and your structure and your sanity, all of this is a result of you interacting with the outside. Not teaching introspection, but teaching going outside of yourself. And see, I need to figure out off the top of my head what the word for, it's not extrospection, but going on the outside, being extroverted. That's what we're teaching. That's what we have taught. Oh, you got to go somewhere to get the solution. You got to go somewhere to get happiness. You got to go someplace. You got to go somewhere. Even, with jobs today, you can go online and make a living. Now, it's going to look different. You're going to have to purchase your own insurance. You're going to have to purchase your own dental care. You're going to have to purchase your own things that you need. But you can still create a taxable income to where you get a tax return and file with the IRS what you're doing each year. You fill out, I think, a 1099, and save your receipts for your business expenses. Do your due diligence on establishing a DBA, doing business as, establishing whatever paperwork you need, and maybe a line of credit for the business, establishing in the paper that this is who you are, creating memorabilia, creating items to establish your business. These are things that you could do, but even if you don't want to do all that, you just want to earn some money and put it in a mattress, you can do that. And then when you get enough, you go get some health care, go get a physical, go pay cash and get a physical every year. You could live like that today on the internet. So you could teach a child to start earning money very young and very early. By the time they're 5 or 6 years old, they can start earning a little money. And by the time they get, 25, 30 years old, they might be a millionaire. They might have enough money because they're kids. They don't spend no money. They might have enough money saved up to make an investment in something and turn their life into a better way altogether. By teaching a child very young the knowledge, you see, it's the knowledge. That's what separates us from yesterday's ignorance, is the knowledge. Once we have the knowledge, we can do better. But don't get up here. Well, I'm not going to say don't, but I'm just going to counsel against it. I wouldn't get up here and tell these folks that, you're standing for something that's so great and will stand and will last the test of time. And also telling them to their face in the mediums that they were adopting and using long before you got a hold of it, that now you're here to stay, and you're not going to take and tolerate their behavior if you don't agree with it, because that's ultimately how it's going to be seen by any other person. If I don't understand the language and I see on the TV screen it's a beautiful woman, I'm going to watch just to see the woman. You know what I'm saying? But whatever she's talking about, I don't even know what she's talking about. And that's what's going on here. This is a very striking moment that's getting everybody's attention, but they don't know the gravity of what's going on. They don't know that. So if you're coming at them saying this is how it's going to be, when the smoke clears and they see these changes, you know what they're going to do? They're going to go against them. They're going to rebel against them. If you didn't include these people and tell them, say, listen, man, it can't be like it was. We just have to make it better. Help us. We're going to make this better all together. If you go like that, then the momentum will last. But if you go like, hey, man, you step out the way, we're going to do this now, and you can't stop. If you have that kind of mentality, man, these people are going to try to take down what you're trying to build up. And I'm saying this because if you keep ostracizing these white people for things that they say, in the locker room or, behind closed doors or with their families or whatever, and you keep blowing up the things that they say as, morally insensitive. Forget about racial insensitivity, because again, race has to do with France. It was in the 1800s the term race was introduced by a French man. You see what I'm saying? So this is not when we talk about race, we're not talking about America at all. We're talking about France then. So we're going to talk about, maybe we can call it bigotry, we can call it injustice, we could call it segregation. We just call it wrong, just doing your brother wrong. And when you start pointing fingers at these people saying, man, you're saying the wrong thing, you can't be saying that no more, you can't be doing that no more, it's only so much of that they're going to take before they start doing things to undermine your progress. Because you just can't go on the television. They've been using the TV for almost a whole century now, to get their message across how they want. And here you come, the last 30 years, 40 years even, maybe about 50 years on a television screen, much to everyone's delight. But now you're starting to use a television against the people. And we don't want that. I'm just trying to catch that before it happens. Don't start using the TV against anybody. Don't start saying we're going to get on TV and we're going to slow down. Okay? TV is one, but prayer is the one. Okay?